What's up, everybody? Welcome to System Crappers Live. I'm David Wilson. We're back again with another Friday stream where we get together and talk about, as a community, getting my intro already. We're getting together as a community, talking about whatever topic I've come up with at the last moment. And this week is no exception. That's basically what happened again. Tenamok says, the perfect background to commute home. Yeah, everybody just likes this song. But after almost 6 years, I think I'm getting tired of it. Maybe you aren't. But I am. I've heard it plenty by this point. All right, let me just let some things filter in here for a moment. I'm hearing my voice more than usual. I think it's because of my headphones. I don't know why yet, but it's a little bit jarring. I have to say that. All right, got the YouTube stream up, I see. Okay, good. So let's say hello to the folks who are here so far. I see Summer and Tenamog and Grimaldi. Let's see. That's it that I've seen so far in the IRC and the YouTube. I'm sure there's more people lurking. I see Niklaus. Is Sigil going to be useful for music programming? Yes, it's already doing that. I won't be able to show that today necessarily, but I do have a DSP library that wraps another C library that actually does digital signal processing, has some synthesizers and effects and stuff built in. So that's kind of all built into the Sigil DSP library. And then there's the motif library plus like application for code-based music composition. And it works. And I've basically been using it to get Claude to generate music, but Claude doesn't make very good music, so I'm gonna have to make it myself. So what I'm trying to do next on that project is to make an actual tracker interface. If you remember like the old mod tracker style interfaces that have like a big grid where you just kind of set up all the notes and progressions, everything. I'm trying to make something like that, but I haven't worked on it in a while. I was having Codex look into that. But that'll come at some point soon. Another little fun thing, but yeah, all the things that I basically had in mind to do for Mesh, I'm already doing now in Sigil, but that's just, you know, a product of using AI for everything. It's a blessing and a curse because I was able to accomplish many of my goals, but then at the same time, like the quality level isn't perfect, which is one of the things we're going to try to deal with today. Tenamok says, memory is a fast tracker too. Yes, I was using that one back in like, what year was that? 1997. Anyway, a long time ago. What do they say in Star Wars? A long time ago in a something far, far away, galaxy far, far away. Yeah, basically that's what it was. It feels like a galaxy far away. Hello, Dulce. So we can actually see the IRC chat on the screen today, which is great because now I actually feel like I'm not talking to ghosts, because the people who are watching can actually see the things that I'm responding to. That's pretty useful, right? Nicolas says, I don't always loops, but when I do, I like them fruity. Yes, Fruity Loops. Fruity Loops is basically the, you know, the Windows version of a tracker interface. And I use that quite a lot, actually. Back in like 99, 2000, make some tracks. Trev says, don't start without me. Usually you come like 40 minutes late. Like right after all the good stuff where I'm just sitting there running my mouth the entire time, you usually show up and then you're like, what? What's going on here? Uh-huh. What button did I just press? What happened and what did you do to David Will? Are you saying because I'm actually like close to on time? I was close to on time. What was that? Okay. I see now. Yes. I don't know if we want to have a discussion about the whole Tink situation from yesterday and today. Where is Knight HK? Because he needs to explain himself for what happened with Tink. If you haven't been in the System Crafters IRC in the last 24 hours, or maybe longer, Knight HK brought in a new bot called Tink that's using local LLM models. Yes, there's Knight HK. And it was kind of a bit of chaos. I was at a kid's birthday party, and I was laughing until I was crying. And people were looking at me like I was a crazy person because of all the insane things that were happening. Tink is now named Girder. No, I don't think that works. Tink is much better, you know? Tink, I'm able to get a lot of rhymes out of Tink, you know? Like the Tink stink. Tink likes to think. I don't know. I don't want to go into that. It's like a whole bunch of Dr. Seuss style rhymes. Just for me to make myself laugh, to hassle a bot in the IRC chat. Yes, thanks, Trev, for the This Week in Geeks. You should actually have that be not This Week in Geeks, but it should be This Week in Trev. No, of course I can't say it. You think I'm going to say that word? I say it like an American. You're an American too, so you can't be talking to me like that. Once again, we got Summer Emacs in here trying to insult me. Next, you're going to tell me that I'm old. I didn't say anything like that. Who are you talking about? I didn't say it was a perfect name. I was not involved in this conversation. So anyway. So. What else? Yes, you're French only by marital relation, you know, and place of residence. You're not French in the sense of, you know, like an actual, you know, you weren't born there per se. That's okay though. Ancient? Come on now. Not even like that. Knight says, it is, but Tink is just like Wall-E. I don't know, nice. No, he's not nice. You made him mean on purpose. Okay. What else? You became French before you got married years before. Yes, okay. Let's not split hairs here. We're talking about, like, you know, being someone from France and not just someone who's, you know, adopted it as their home. We have 1 minute of silence for Tink. What happened to Tink? Okay, anyway. So what else is going on in the world right now that's related to the things we're doing? Well, I guess what we should do is look at Trev's This Week in Trev. Where is my mouse? Okay, so by the way, I think Emacs 31 is like really close to being out now, isn't it? This is 2 months ago, but I've heard like there was something happening in the branch the last couple of days. So hopefully that happens. Trev's site. Trev's site. Okay. Why I quit my job. We should read that. I haven't seen that yet. What is it? This Week in Geeks. Latest issue. This Week in Geeks, number 19. No, that's the 19th of June. You confused me, Trev. So, basically, Trev's got a nice little generated page here that gives you the latest developments in the Geeks project in terms of, like, you know, news that are related to it or packages that are being published or activity on Geeks Devel, etc. So, I think it's actually really cool, and the style looks great. What did you use to make the actual style, Trev, if you're still here in the chat and not sleeping because I bored you to death? And Knight says, who cares about Emacs anymore? It's all about CLI apps and cloud providers now. Well, only those that are being consumed by an AI agent to do things on your behalf. That's really the only thing that I'm doing anymore. I'm letting Claude take the wheel, basically. Just letting Claude do everything, you know. I don't think anymore. I just sit here in the chair, like a vegetable, effectively, And I let the AI agents that are surrounding me on all 3-4 screens just manage all aspects of my life so that I can just, you know, live a life of bliss and decrepitude. Does that sound about right? Summer says, I'm talking to you with Emacs right now. Well, good for you. There's an Emacs running somewhere on my computer. Trev says, I cleaned it up with GLM 5.2 plus Claude before it was primitive. What was primitive? Oh, the style? I'm surprised GLM could do something like that. What, like, Emacs users are a dying breed? I mean, I'm using Emacs, okay? Look, let me show you. There's an Emacs that's open. There's an Emacs that's open right here. See, there's an Emacs. However, there's nothing there because I literally just started it before the stream. I'm messy. Okay, listen. There was the one time on the stream where I reached for something and I knocked over like 4 empty Monster cans. And everybody heard it, okay? That was the only time, though. I've repented for my sins. I've changed my ways. I don't drink Monster all the time anymore, and I don't leave empty Monster cans around. But you won't see me reaching very far across my desk. Not because of that, you know, just because it seems like a thing I shouldn't do. Knight says, how do you quit Emacs and do not cheat? Control X, Control K? Maybe. Yeah, Summer says she's here to watch me actually spring clean something and organize something. But we're not talking about organization here, okay? I let the AI do that for me. I also let it do the coding for me too, so. No, I meant your files are all over the place. They're not neatly organized. How do you know? You don't see my files. I'm very careful about not showing my file system because I don't want you to see how disorganized they are, right? I'm not gonna prove your point for you. So let's see. What else am I being harassed about in the chat? Dolce says, longtime Emacs user, I've been working on my own editor recently. Well, tell us more about that. I mean, right now, isn't it just the case that everybody should just make their own editor anyway? I'm not going to do that because I don't really even use an editor anymore. Knight says, go nuts with Hermes now. It's meant to be. No, I don't think that's going to happen. I experimented with Hermes today. If you're Greek, you would call it Hermes, not Hermes or whatever. I experimented with Hermes today for, I don't know, a couple hours. I mean, I used it. I used it with GPT 5.5. It worked okay. I'm not really convinced that it does anything special for me because I've already got my own tool set that does a lot of the same stuff already. And I'm pretty happy with it. But Thanos did show me that there's a cool little Kanban board feature that you can do for like orchestrating work between different agents. And that seems kind of cool. I do a little bit of something like that. But I don't know. I'm still not sold on it yet. I was about to talk about that on the stream today, and I just really didn't feel like I had enough of a handle on why it was useful to even bother. So that's why you're not seeing it right now. Knight says, did you not notice my last command? Are you giving me commands? What am I? Am I your slave? What are you talking about? Summer says, I saw that Hermes used to be a BBS in the 80s and 90s and is back now, apparently. Well, cool. I don't know. Never heard of it before. Summer says, we've seen your files so many times, only if you're hacking me. You haven't seen my files that many times. Give me a break. Peter says, hey, Peter, no one knows how to quit Emacs, Vim, or WordStar. Well, yeah, definitely not WordStar. I haven't touched a WordStar instance probably since like 1989, 1990. WordStar. They wrote good software back in the day. Getting out of it was not a feature which was needed. Well, really, like there was no like multitasking back then. So it's not like you're really gonna like jump out of the program, jump into something else, you know. You're gonna stay in WordStar for 5 hours while you're writing up your TPS reports or whatever. Summer says it was Mac software before OS 10. Well, we're not talking about Mac software in this place, all right? Okay, well, that's cool. It's cool that it exists, you know? I like that. What else is going on? This is from 1988. So, yes, well before you were born. It's also a bag? Oh, Hermes. Okay, well, yeah. That store is super expensive, too. I don't know if you've ever seen an Hermes store before. But that's a little bit upscale there. I saw one of those in Bellevue, Washington, of all places. But I guess it makes sense, though, because it's kind of a little bit richy over there. With all the overly paid tech workers. This is about tech, not about handbags. That's right. All right. So let me just give you a little thought I've been having lately. As if you haven't noticed already, I've been having a little bit of a hard time coming up with stream ideas for this channel. Because I don't really do a whole lot with Emacs. Not that I don't use Emacs. I don't like try new packages in Emacs these days. Every now and then I'll experiment with something, but I don't really like put a lot of time and effort into it. I also don't put a lot of time and effort into customizing geeks either, because I've got a configuration that I've been using for at least, how many years has it been now? Almost 6 years that I've been using my geeks config, and it's gotten to a point of stability. Do a mukbang or something, Trev? You're trying to get me killed, aren't you? You want me to die from choking on like a half-eaten McDonald's burger patty in the middle of the stream? I don't think that's very nice of you, okay? Either that or like have my cholesterol get out of whack. Where was I? Rolling it back, hop in the stack. So yes, it's been difficult to come up with stream ideas because I don't really do a whole lot like new. I'm not learning anything with Emacs or Geeks anymore, so it's really hard to come up with like stream ideas. And usually when I do something, I'm like, okay, cool, that worked, that was okay, but I'm not really like super motivated to keep going. So I've been having a thought recently to potentially start using this time slot to go back to doing some flex harmonic streaming and just like focus on building stuff. Now, obviously that would be with the help of AI, because that's the most expedient way to get my visions out of my head and into the computer and into a working state. Now, obviously, it's not necessarily the most working state, as we saw last week, because Sigil did not work in two of the things that I tried. But I think it'd be fun to try to like see where we can go with building some stuff. Andy said, how can we test River, for example, in a stream? Sure, we could try that, but it wasn't packaged. Like the newest version of River wasn't packaged in Geeks the last time I looked into it. Do fast food reviews in your car. I'm not review bra. The only thing I would probably do is kind of like the videos that Dan Henschel makes. You ever heard of Dan Henschel before? This guy's really something, gotta say. And let me also point out that I have Bluey being recommended on my YouTube here, which is fantastic. And also, yes, other things that I was looking up for jokes. So, yes, Dan Henschel. Yeah, just look this guy up. This is probably where I should go next. You know, I just feel like I've kind of reached the end of what I could do for fooling around with stupid old software, and now now this seems to be the next wave, just being completely unhinged, and you know, people who randomly come across your videos just don't know whether you're serious or not. So anyway, that's worth looking into. Summer says, I have a serious idea for you. Here we go, folks. Since you're into Claude Code, maybe it's time to start a new Emacs project from scratch using one of your favorite list derivative languages. You mean the one that I made? The way you do it, multi-threaded, could be a few dozen streams at least. Yeah, I could do that, sure. I could do that. I don't know if I want to, though. I don't know, like, why would I make an Emacs now? I'm not discounting your idea. Like, one of the most recurring project ideas I've had over the last probably 15 years at least was to make my own Emacs. And I've actually started doing that multiple times over the years, like to make my own Emacs-like program. And it keeps coming back. Then as time goes on and I use AI agents more and more, I'm like, I don't really ever need to use something like Emacs so much. So I'm not really certain whether that would be a valuable use of my time. Nicolas says the world needs a Lisp machine to compete with Java. Kidding, not kidding. I don't know, man. I mean, do we need to compete with Java? Like, is Java really that much of a... trying to think of a word that doesn't sound bad. That much of a terror anymore? Is Java that much of a terror anymore? I don't really think so. Like, I don't really think about Java. That's like the worst burn that you can give somebody. It's like, I don't even think about you. So I don't think about Java at all. NightHK says, go lay on your... Oh, no, sorry. Trev says to NightHK, go lay on your tummy, man. You're cooked. Good Lord. And Trev also says, I would love to donate tokens to a Flux Harmonic project. You could just, like, donate them by, like, contributing to one, maybe. I know you've contributed to Sigil projects and I haven't reviewed the PRs yet. That's my fault. It's on me. It's not on Claude. Summer says, are we actually witnessing David will finally abandon Emacs in real time because of AI influence? Never thought I'd see the day. It's like the 7th sign of the apocalypse. Not kidding. I'm not abandoning Emacs. I'm literally still using it every day. It's just, I don't write things. I do sometimes, but like the code that I do at work is all AI, okay? And Sigil is all AI, right? That's like the vast majority of what I would be sitting at the computer typing. AI is writing all that stuff now. For better or for worse. For better or for worse. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it is what it is. And yes, I don't have to really type it in a text editor as much anymore as a result. I'm in a terminal often. I'm in a terminal very often. I'm also in Tmux very often. Yeah, I can't find a new theme to talk about around Emacs or really Geeks. I mean, Geeks, Claude does a great job of writing Geeks configs now. You know, like a lot of things that I want to do, they can just kind of figure it out for me. Like today, I was trying to set up Hermes to work on my computer. And what Thanos told me is that there's packages in Nix, but I don't really want to use Nix just to install something like that. So I tried to get Hermes installed through UV, which is like a new Python package manager type deal. It does some other stuff too. And I told Claude just to like make a home service that sets up Hermes using UV and then runs the gateway as a shepherd service. And it did it. It was fine. It was great. So I don't know, like I don't really need to, I mean, like I know what I need to know to do that myself, obviously, but I don't really need to do that if I ever have to. And I don't really do that very much anymore either. Like I don't really like extend my Geeks config very much anymore. Sync says, would you say that you don't enjoy programming since you just let AI do it for you? I love programming, but I like building things more. And I think that's the big distinction. I wouldn't make a programming language. Well, it's an interesting thing to think about. Why would I make a programming language if I'm letting AI write all the code using said programming language? Well, there's other reasons for why I'm doing what I'm doing. I guess that's probably a good kind of segue into what we're going to talk about in general. NightHK says, by the way, can you plug his search overview? He worked very hard on it. I'm sure you did. Which of your agents did that? Anyway, I don't mean to insult you because I didn't work very hard on anything either. I said I did make a programming language, didn't I? Anyway, so rolling back. The reason why I would make a programming language that I would have AI write the code for is because of how I want to write applications or how I wanted to write applications and how I want to deploy those applications. So it's just a lot more convenient for the types of applications I want to write, which are mainly games, web applications, server apps in general, things I want to easily be able to distribute to other people. I mean, if you go look at the Sigil website, it kind of explains that in the main page of the docs. Like, what is it for? Well, it's all kind of described a little bit there and on the repo. But no, I love programming, but thing is, the kind of ideas that I have, the scale of the ideas I have, I can't sit down and write all the code myself. Yes, WASM. WASM actually already works. In fact, the last 2 or 3 releases, one of the biggest focuses has been getting Sigil to compile to WASM. And not only that, compiling, so there's compiling the runtime and the compiler itself to WASM so it can be run in the browser. And then there's compiling the Sigil code itself directly to C that then can be compiled to WASM to make the actual execution of that code faster. So both of those things are actually the case right now, but there's still some work to be done there. Also full like web application development in the browser using WASM and touching the DOM APIs directly, etc. Guess he's not interested. About what? 20 years ago, SETI created a screensaver program. They distributed it for free, crunched numbers, create a new AI in the form of a screensaver that does cycles of data on people's computers and makes the biggest network for AI in the entire world. I feel like I've heard that idea also somewhere else recently. Not to say that you didn't have it yourself, but I feel like that this is probably something that's going to happen pretty soon. I don't know exactly how it's going to happen because it would be difficult to coordinate that. Because, I mean, you're kind of having to deal with real-time queries. You have somebody who types in a prompt somewhere. How do you distribute the load of dealing with that prompt and handing around the context necessary to fulfill the request whenever you got a distributed peer-to-peer network? Me, I don't know that I can do that, okay? I'm pretty good at programming and coming up with systems and stuff, but that one seems pretty difficult. Get Trev to do it. He's smarter than me. Niklaus says, you've covered functional programming before, but not logic relational. Where's our mini conren stream? I've heard things about mini conren. Sounds cool. Man, like, the funny thing about me is that my interest in weird programming languages kind of stops at Lisps because I feel that there's like a practical value to what's going on with, Lisps and macros and syntaxes and whatnot. But, logic relational languages, they sound great from like, really crystallizing the data flow of an application or like making it so it's very easy to reason about. But to me, I don't feel like there's a practical purpose. Miniconren is Lisp. That's good then. That's the whole inherency problem you could try to address in the streams. With our input, seriously, it's not a bad idea, but I don't think it's going to work for me. Trev says, how could you compare a pathetic loser like Trev to one of the former... That's not even like a comparison though, because you're saying it as if that actually means anything. Nobody here is going to be excited about my my PowerShell pedigree, let's say. I don't think I'm excited about it. So who else is going to be excited about that? Trev just likes to bring it up to tease me, I think. So, I saw a message. Itharak says, first time I've heard of Sigil, where can it be obtained? Go to usesigil.org. That's up on the screen right now. All right. So, once again, I'm just kind of rambling for a long time. Rolling back to the original point that I was trying to make, I kind of want to get back to just building stuff. This is true, David Will. No one is. Yeah, me either. Okay. So this is why I just don't bring it up. There's no point. So getting back to building things, what would I like to build? Well, back to just the stuff that I was doing before. Games, creative tools, more sort of AI automation type stuff. Not automation in the sense of like home automation, more like how can you make AI a part of your workflow and build custom tools to do that. That's what I've basically been doing for the last 6 months. Making a programming language going way too far on it, and then making a bunch of tools to plug in the Claude to do a whole bunch of other stuff, and then making a whole bunch of other things on top of that. So, I mean, that's basically the extent of it. Is like I'll just be doing the same things I do off the stream, on the stream instead. I don't think it really fits here on this channel. That's the reason why I wouldn't do it here. Too much AI focused. All right. Night HK says, man, I wish Tink was here. I wish I had my computer, to be honest. Like, why don't you? Where are you, dude? Why don't you have your computer? Why can't you bring Tink in here? Because honestly, the stream needs saving, and the only one who could do that is Tink. Just because of the way that Tink thinks. You know, I'm not going to take it further than that. So, Sigil. Getting back to the original point of today's stream. And let me just see how many people are here. Okay, I mean, there's like a decent number of people. It's not completely a barren wasteland. Sigil is a scheme. It's a scheme derivative that I created with the help of Claude Code and OpenAI Codex to some degree. Over the last, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 months now. It's like since November. Whenever Opus 4.5 came out back in November, isn't that when it happened? When that happened, I started using Claude to build Sigil out of the ashes of another project called Mesh. Summer says, so the stream is basically watching David work out his inner existential problems about the fast disappearance of his crap because of AI. No, I've already done that in previous streams. Now I'm just sort of deciding what I'm going to do with it, you know? I got to do something. Because if your heart's not in something, you got to figure out where it's supposed to be and go there instead and do that instead, right? Like, it makes more sense that way, I think. Because I can't just keep sitting here trying to come up with things to talk about related to Emacs whenever I'm not really like learning things or doing things. Not because anything is wrong with Emacs, just like I got to follow my own interest, you know? So yes, Sigil is a scheme, and it's quite far along now. I don't want to just go into all the details about it, but it's interesting. If you like schemes, you should definitely check out the documentation for Sigil and try to download it and use it. You go to codeberg.org/sigil/sigil. Oh, that was not a right URL. And go to releases. You'll see that 0.17 is here. You can download the binaries there for many different platforms. Download it, try it out. Now, some things may not be working. We may need to fix them today. We'll do that with the help of Claude in a moment. With the last stream, I tried to download this, and I don't remember what it was. Maybe Trev can remind me, because Trev probably remembers. But there was a couple things that were broken, and I couldn't get a basic Sigil program to run, which was really sort of disappointing. I think one of them was Sigil deps install did nothing. Another one was format in a running script did nothing. Victim of the great RAM drought of 2026. So there's other things as well. There's other things I know about, but these are the two that bothered me last time. Trev says, I don't think the REPL even worked. It did work, buddy. You don't remember, but it did work. I'll run it again. You can see it. It definitely works. Probably I need to do a pass over REPL interactions, though. What did I just say? I probably need to do a pass over REPL interactions and make sure that everything is kosher there. Why don't you ask MetaX Doctor? Look, I don't want Doctor judging me for my inappropriate thoughts, okay? That's basically the whole thing that happened last time. Let's see. So we'll check that out. But the idea is basically just to spend some time, you know, showing the workflow that I use for working on Sigil, using AI, obviously, because it's what I use to make it. And also just talking about sort of where the project is at and where I want to go with it in the very near future, because that's part of the point of what we'll be doing in the streams if I finally pull the trigger and switch over to Flux Harmonic for the following weeks. Nah, I'll leave the doctor hidden there. It's drunk already. It's either drunk or completely brain damaged somehow. Because that didn't go very well, did it? All right, let's go get our buddy Claude here. Because everybody loves Claude, right? Everybody's super happy about AI and Anthropic and everything else related to it. I'm quite certain of that. First of all, let me see if Claude can pull down the latest repositories for all of the exploded out stuff. Fable 5 is currently unavailable. Well, I knew that. All right, so there was a sync repos. Okay, cool. Sync repos grab all of the core Sigil libraries and make sure we're not missing any new ones that got created since the last time we synced. Because I really, I went a little bit overboard and created a buttload of repositories over the past 3 months. Oh, are we not in auto mode here? Auto mode. Thank you. So we got to make sure we got everything. Drunk or completely brain damaged? Talking about me again? Well, I wasn't, but now that you mentioned it. Now that you mention it, it does sound like a description that could have been used about you at some point. I'm just kidding. Night HK says, be a star, Dave. Try Agent Shell. Use GPT. I know you have tokens. I don't really want to use Agent Shell, man. If I wanted to use GPT, I would just use Codex, because it's pretty good. I think I'm not using Codex right, though. All 31 library repos already exist as directories, including Sigil 4geo and Sigil later. Are they? I don't know if I believe that 100%, but maybe we did pull them more recently. Let's see. Did we all know that Claude is named after the American information communication thinker Claude Shannon? Yes, I knew that. I owned his book about information theory, and I never read it. Because, I mean, it's the kind of book that just feels good knowing that you own it. And then you never get around to it because it's probably too dense and it would just make your head hurt. I know it would have made my head hurt, okay? Dude, do it. Blends, Emacs, and AI. Well, there's one of those two things that we've been talking about in the stream that I don't really do much of anymore, so I don't know how much I need that. I've never actually seen Claude Code before. I've never clicked on the tab myself or used it in the CLI, even though I have access. Well, you should try it, Summer Emacs. Then maybe you'll see what all the AI psychosis is about. Because that's basically my day-to-day life. It's just AI psychosis. Living in a dream world where I'm a powerful god that just has my minion do everything for me. Yes. Living in a shimmering mansion in the sky. Just playing with AI all day. Runs pretty deep. Apparently there's a close mathematical relationship between LLMs, compression, and entropy. That doesn't surprise me, actually. Trev says, don't do anything cool until I come back. Well, if you classify sitting and waiting on Claude Code to execute shell commands as cool, then you'll be missing a lot, I guess. You'll be missing a lot. What else did I miss from the chat here? Summer says, if you created a programming language with AI, then by default, wouldn't anything created with it be considered AI slop? No. No, don't think so. Now, what is AI slop? Would you say that AI slop is something that was created by AI completely without any human intervention? And just used without any concern about the quality of the output or any taste involved? Would that be AI slop? I think so, because you're just getting it to poop something out to be consumed without really any care about what it is, you know? That's definitely AI slop. If you are using AI to create something and you are shaping it very intently and intensely over months and months, I don't really think that qualifies as AI slop. And then the things that get created with it, if they also are being created with the same level of care and attention to detail and taste, I think that it's not really sloppy. Not so much slop, okay? It's a little bit slop. It's not a human authored thing necessarily, but there was a lot of human guidance. Summer says, I think AI slop is what I'm watching on the stream right now. All you're seeing is letters on the screen, Summer. I don't know what slop you're talking about. Let's see. Butlerian jihad type-ish. I don't know about that. 9HK says, Agent Shell is great, is what real system crafters use. Are you saying I'm not a real system crafter? I just made that up, so I get to decide who is or isn't. All right, so how to fix it? What happened? Pulls all failed. Well, you know, that's what happens whenever you're just dealing with AI slop. Try Agent Shell. I'm not doing that, okay? What time is it? Okay, we got time. So basically what I need to do is make sure that get status, get fetch origin. Give me the prompt. Where's the prompt? Herd restart, GPG agent. Okay. Oh, it's over here. Damn it. I don't have my snazzy little Tmux password prompt thing on this machine, apparently. Do it again. Okay, now we got it. Retry. Got it. So, let's see. Why is David not trying Agent Shell in Emacs? We already covered that, man. Come on. You're just going to keep pressing me on that? So, let's see. Once this gets done, we'll at least be able to build everything up. We really lost into Silicon Valley VC tools. I don't know, man. Is Agent Shell going to do the same things? Is it? Is it going to wrap Claude? What's it going to do? Am I going to have to pay for extra tokens, extra usage? We're waiting. What's the output say? Silicon Valley VC tools. See, I don't want to pay more. I pay enough as it is. Yes, this is taking way too long. This is an updog research stream. I'm not going to say that. What are you even trying to do? It's not very often that somebody's able to get one across on me like that. And it's not happening today. It sucks already. Why load Emacs with it too? What, the AI? Codex works fine. Yeah, I wonder how long it's going to take until Codex... Smell NixOS? No, no NixOS. How long is it going to take until OpenAI does the same thing that Anthropic did? I know it, NightHK. I've tried to use it before, okay? I don't really feel like having to set that up right now. All right, everything is up to date. Build all against local sigil. Let's do that. Bootstrap local sigil from the latest commit. Because we got to be able to, you know, develop the real stuff here. Summer says, David has a really old and clunky computer. Remember, it's from like 1997. I mean, no. If I had that, it would probably be like a 486. And now Linux doesn't support that anymore, so I wouldn't be able to use it. Unless I wanted to use like Linux version 2. But it's a crafter stream. I don't know, like what is a system crafter stream anymore? Your restream bot broke. Did it? Did we miss anything? The agentic Emacs stuff. So, while we're waiting on the build to be done, which obviously is going to take a little while, what am I trying to do with all of this? Well, I've been building a ton of tools, all right? If you go look at the Sigil org on Codeberg, there's just like a litany of repos here. Some of them are MCP servers for use with Claude and other AI agents, and some of them are like games, like we talked about Black Ice last week, which this is a little bit more of AI slop because I just told Claude to make it and it made it, and haven't really tried to change it yet. I will eventually, but really it wasn't so much to make a game as it was to do a proof of concept of using the DOM APIs from Sigil Wasm. So this proves it actually is possible. If you go and look into the actual source code, let's see. Grid. Where is it pulling in the DOM library? Renderer. Okay. Web client. I see we got a div here. So EL star is an element. I don't like this though. I don't know why it's doing it like this. I gotta talk to Claude a little bit and be like, look, dude, what is this? This is not SXML. That's not even close to SXML. This is something else. Maybe this is its low-level API for generating DOM elements, but I don't like the way it looks. I wanted to translate that from actual S expressions. That's okay. I can live with that for now. It definitely is generating DOM elements in the code. Sigil Web Client is going to be in the other repository, so I can't look at that yet. So we got all the levels defined here, which is cool. Wait, what format is this? Is it like YAML almost? That's funny. Let's see, game. Where a former programmer is talking to an AI who replaced him. See, don't you see how it makes more sense to not do this stuff on this channel? So depressing. Well, you can just turn the stream off, Summer. That's what can happen here. All right. Are we making any progress here? I'm gonna build it myself just to show you that I can actually build my own code myself. Doesn't that make sense? What are my thoughts about parentheses? I mean, they're a means to an end. So, make clean. All right, and then make. I'm gonna bootstrap this thing. But what else? What other thoughts should I be having about parentheses, Knight? Lisp language uses the Fortran syntax. Why though? One thing I would do is make a fourth derived language because I think fourth is pretty interesting. But then again, it is a little bit too interesting, which makes it not so practical. Says the person who wrote a whole schema of implementation with AI. All right, so the next thing would be to run build. Oh, great. I love how Geek Shell does that. Build boot bin sigil. Build sigil CLI. Got to do deps install first. Do I have a bootstrap script for that? That's one thing that has changed recently, and I don't remember exactly what. Bootstrap, is that right? Summer says, I liked your 4th stream. I remember from all those years ago. Yeah, that definitely was more than one. More than 1 year ago. Nicolas says, not well informed on 4th, but had the sense it's already run its course. I mean, it's definitely not something that you see used very often, but it has some interesting properties. Where did deps get pulled in? There's some other script where this happens. CI relink workspace deps, bootstrap fetch sigil lang. The lunar lander code, did we? I don't remember that. I don't think deps works here. Oh, does it? Wow, okay. That's cool. So something actually does work in this language. That's fantastic. You're not going to prompt inject me because Claude is not reading the chat, thank God. That's the last thing I need. I already had Summer try to hack the stream chat one time before. Not doing that again. We are not doing that again. All right, deps are installed. Let's see if I can build it this time. Cool, now it's going. Sometimes I got to do it myself. I get easily distracted. Yeah, I do get easily distracted. I mean, like, there are a number of reasons why I would get distracted during the course of a stream. I mean, I got people who are complaining about what I'm doing. I got people who are calling me old and antiquated and vulnerable, things like that. You know, I have other types of messages that are coming in that are very distracting for other reasons. Like, what is this that I just saw? Oh, okay, so he's trying to prompt inject me. That's not very nice, NightHK. I should do the same thing to Tink and see if I can get him to spit out your password file so I can hack into your computer. How about that? Just get in through the back door. Niklaus says, I got in a nerd sniping competition with an old programmer in a 4-letter agency. Where am I seeing this? He was extolling the virtuous trials of 4th, and I was rendered permanently bored by it. Great. Summer says, I succeeded so well that you had to take down the text on the screen and rewrite it, which resulted in what we see today. What? What do you mean? Rewrite the text? No, Benoit sent a PR to sanitize the input so that you couldn't go and put toilet images in the chat. Because that was very rude. That was very rude of you. NightHK says, I like that David was actually pronouncing my nick correctly. Well done. If you've watched streams for the last 5.5 years, what you will notice is that the only thing I really try to do correctly is say people's names. And also Zettelkasten. I try to say that correctly, which I probably don't. I don't really care. But, you know, it's just a personal crusade, let's say. Peter says, I think what we see today was rewritten a couple times by now. Well, definitely, like, the whole interface is rewritten in Sigil. So you're looking at a Sigil-based application at the moment. Previously, it was Guile Scheme and JavaScript on the front end. And now it's all Sigil. All Sigil, all the time. So, We got it. I think that we have an Doe Clyde. Okay. We've got a working sigil in build dev. Bin sigil. Now the question is, because I keep getting crap from Trev, does the REPL work? Of course it works. Plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. That's how you know a REPL works, is that it does basic mathematical calculations. Anything else, I can't really tell you. I don't know why people don't get it though, Night HK, because it's literally written there, Night HK. Do they think it's night thick? Night thick? Nicholas says, Sigil needs a theme song. A good snarky response to that, or snarky song option, is not really coming to me right now. Can we get Trev on the stream and talk about Sigil coins? Well, that doesn't exist. That's vaporware. Sigil coins are vaporware. And also, if anybody comes to you saying they're going to give you like 50 sigil coins, you should just turn and walk the other direction, because they're trying to scam you, because it doesn't exist, okay? They're not going to sell you 50 sigil coins for 20 bucks. They're just going to take your 20 bucks, and you're not going to get anything that has any dubious monetary value, because it doesn't exist. I'll tell you. It's just a little thing that Trev keeps bringing up. It's his little pet meme, let's say. Not real. Not yet, anyway. I'm not desperate enough yet to get into a little crypto rug pull action. I would never do that. You know me better than that, right? Says the guy who's using AI to write all his code. Oh, Nighthawk. Well, see, I was not actually pronouncing it correctly in that case. Now that you explained it. All right, so we're compiling. First of all, we need to see if Sigil Depths install works. Where was I? There was a folder I was in last time. If I pop over to code slash, what is it? Other side C. No. What folder was that? There was a project I had started trying to do. And I was writing some code and it wasn't working. Oh, the doctor? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so sigil build dev bin sigil depths install. That's, yeah, okay, so that's still broken. So Claude, help me out here. Let's see what it's got. You should all buy sigil coins. They're the best coins. The coins everyone wants. They're so hot right now. Are we talking like Trump here? They're hot. People come to me, big men with tears in their eyes, telling me how hot sigil coins are. Or is this Paris Hilton? All right, so we've got an issue with sigil 0.17. Not sure when it happened, but sigil depths install does not seem to work for a particular project. Check it out. Yes, this is what programming is now. Watch and be horrified. Why is auto mode not on by default? Yeah, just do it. Auto, thank you. Night HK asks Summer Emacs, are you a clinker? That's a rude thing to ask a lady. That's a real rude thing to ask a lady. You know, she should take her glove and slap you right across the face. I'm imagining this is like Victorian era England or something, right? I'm like 99.4% serious. I'm more in line with Nikolau's theory. Summer Emacs is not a clean curve, but she may be an immortal. Or a CIA agent. As I keep saying and laughing about, but I kind of believe it. She's just kind of a very strange person. There's a set of qualities involved there that makes no sense. It seems like what you would see in a CIA agent, okay? All right, so we're still waiting here, but let it verify. One package installed as a Dr. To Do sim linking to itself. 6 real from path depths were skipped. Excuse me. From path. Well, maybe that's why. An immortal plus a CIA agent, useful pairing. Well, I guess so. And maybe that's what the latest Highlander should be about, you know? Damn it. What's his name? Henry Cavill? Henry Cavill? Is Henry Cavill the newest Highlander? I mean, it makes sense that he could play like a CIA agent that's also immortal as the Highlander. That would put a nice little twist on the story. I mean, just make it be like Mission Impossible meets Highlander. The delay is 30 seconds. You need to refresh your browser, buddy. Can't be that long. Benoit says there could only be one CIA agent. Yes. Sherry. Is that the one you're talking about, Ashraz? Man, that was, God, so many years ago. I think I was still in Seattle when that happened. Mission Indeterminate. Mission Immortal. Superman. Yes. The halting problem. We definitely were talking about P and NP yesterday with old Tink. P and NP and P and P, which is nothing. Not Cavill. What? Cavill? Are you messing with me? I think you're messing with me. Summer says, I'm not a CIA agent. I would never work for the USA with this administration. That's a very good cover, okay? You got to see how that's a very good cover to say that you wouldn't work for them whenever you actually do. Oh, and what? What is it now? What fresh insult am I about to have to absorb? Yeah, there you go. He deserved that. Cavill. I don't think I trust that. I don't think so. Why would it be? Cavill? Sounds like what the pronunciation should be. Maybe I'm wrong. The Messiah. Okay, let's calm it down. Who gave Summer Emacs espresso? Okay, what I want to know. It's either too much espresso or too much wine. Now she's becoming megalomaniacal. Is that the right word? Word. So I use a multisyllabic word and then I say word after. Really makes me sound like a very well-educated person. It's supposed to be a trout. Well, this is not Monty Python, not HK. Not that I've seen yet. Let me confirm the regression scope. Okay, so I see how this is just boring as shit. Like, it's just boring. I'm bored. Normally, when I'm waiting on the AI to do something, I'm like in another window somewhere doing something else. But now we're just, sitting here having a nice little, barbershop chat. While Claude is off doing his stuff. What about iced Irish coffee? Well, I guess that kills two birds with one stone. No, Cavill. That's not right. That cannot be right. Are these now just becoming like just chatting streams? Is that what we're doing here? Vorg. Warg? That's what LLMs do to your brain, apparently. That's what's happening, obviously. Now rebuild a dev binary. Are you going to do it the correct way, though? Maybe. It's going to rebuild itself, and the binary is not going to get replaced. Hello, no good Nick. We yap while Claude toils. That's right. That's the way it should be, right? Just got to let the clankers do the job. Having our nice little barbershop chats while the AI does all the work. Someone needs to do the thinking. I don't know, man. Maybe I should be writing some code. Yes, I would say that Summer Emacs is probably going to be the local expert on how to pronounce Henry Cavill's name correctly. So just defer to Summer Emacs. I'm not like expressing any kind of bias or judgment there. I'm just saying that, you know, Summer tends to know the things that are the right way. Also, Ashraz might know. Ashraz, how do you pronounce Henry Cavill's last name? It's not right. I don't believe you. Ka Emacs ill, says Niklaus. Okay. If that's wrong, well, did you embarrass yourself somewhere talking about Henry Cavill? Nicholas says, I've tuned in for process more than outcomes. David Will is knowledgeable, but more than that, he has an inspiringly humble and productive disposition, which I also try to hew to. Well, thank you, Nicholas. That's literally the nicest thing that anybody has said to me in the entire stream, and probably like the last 5 or 6 streams, because most times it's just people saying mean things about me just so that I'll react to them. Summer says, I'm busy drinking my coffee. You don't need more coffee, all right? You already think you're God. So I think just drinking more coffee is going to make you think that you're turning into a supernova that's going to take over the entire universe. Which, honestly, seeing as how productive you are, that may actually be the case. Like you have the quick stop quick at the end. What are you talking about, man? He's a Brit, so think about how a Brit would pronunciate the name. Cavill. I don't know, man. I'm not British, okay? I'm just a poor American from the Southeast United States. Knight says, I love you too, David will trust me. Do you? I don't think you do. You brought a chatbot into my channel just to harass me. And where's Alternate Ved? Because Alternate Ved yesterday was very specific, trying to get Tink to tell him about how I take showers. And I don't know what that was all about, but Alternate Ved really needs to answer for himself here in a public forum, because that was kind of creepy. You know, it got really stalkerish there after about an hour. I was laughing a lot, but at the same time, I'm thinking, like, what the hell is happening? Oh my God, David Will, I was recording The Life of Brian, a specific scene where he denies that he's the Messiah, and they say it proves that he's Messiah, and then he says, what chance does that give me then? Okay, I am the Messiah. Okay, do you want me to just pull up the script of the movie? We can just read it all together here. But yes, Life of Brian is a good movie, all right? I knew I heard that somewhere. Do you use any local models, says Dolce? Someone's asking a real question now. Quinn27B is very useful coding assistant for me. I need a better computer for that. Are you going to pronounce my username the same way that you pronounce Cavill? I think you have to now. You have to fully commit to your wrong pronunciation of names that end in L. You got to commit, because if you're going to try to correct me repeatedly, you got to commit to your own interpretation. What's Claude doing here? I'm not even paying attention anymore. Just let it do its thing. Okay, so it's testing, or it's writing tests. But why do they use path dependencies to begin with? Did I do that myself? Maybe I did. Whatever. See ya, Ashraz. Ashraz has given up already. I get it. What is so annoying? Watching Claude? Say what? I'm not saying it, dude. Not saying it. Where is Trev? We need Trev to be the tiebreaker here. Okay, that makes sense, Ashraz. Look, Ashraz, at some point you're gonna have to tell me privately what this thing is you're doing, because I'm very curious. I have to know, all right? You gotta tell me. All right. There's already a richer fetch all dependencies test home in, this is the right home in memory. Okay, we're making some progress there. Play keyboard and synths in a rock cover band. Nice. That sounds cool. I would love to hear it. Hello, RD. Long time and late. Well, that's okay, you know, because normally I'm extremely late, so. Almost over. No, we've got another 45 minutes of this madness. Which is plenty of time, I think. Trev says, I heard my name. I was washing dishes. I have a family and stuff, not like these insane, never mind. Yeah, you know. Did you come running when you heard your name, though? I really don't want to, like, you know, put you out or anything. Nobody wants Trev to get hurt trying to rush to answer for himself in the stream. So what? Well, okay. Maybe I'll just remember that next time. I'll just have you run it back and forth. I called on you to come to the front of the class and explain to us how to write a recursive algorithm that does a zipper merge. How about that? We're waiting for AI. Does anyone else's weekly cloud code reset, readjust outside the weekly cycle? If you follow the X account, Claude Devs, they've been having issues recently, and they keep resetting the quota. And the reason why they do that is because everybody loves it when Codex does it, and Codex does it like 2 or 3 times a week. So now Claude has to get in on the fun and do the quota resets so that people like Claude better, because otherwise they just want to go use Codex because people get extra quota. Did you hear about the thing that Codex is doing now, where if they give a free quota reset at some point in the week, you can decide when you get to actually take the reset. So if you haven't like actually done anything in the week and then later they give like a reset, you can just go get double the quota by starting to use your tokens and then later applying that reset yourself. So another little trick that you can pull. I'm getting a correction on the pronunciation of Cavill out of band, saying that Cavill is pronounced like travel. So replace the TR with a C. And saying that Knight isn't right. I already knew that he wasn't right because he's a bullshitter. This is what's happening here. He's trying to make me say it wrong. So it is Cavill. Okay? It's Cavill like travel. You can't pull one over on me, buddy, all right? I've been doing this for a long time. I can smell BS from a mile away, even if it's over the internet. Trev says, that is useful because I'm paranoid about eating my fill of tokens. Well, basically, what you should do is just burn them as fast as you can get them, and then wait for the reset, which will probably happen once or twice in the week. Tension between subscription sell tokens at a loss versus here's when the quota reset. Well, this is the stage we're in right now. We're basically in the competitive phase where they're just trying to pull out silly little tricks to get you to switch between providers, when I would say that most people probably are paying for both right now. I know I'm paying for both. It is not very cost effective because I'm not using them both to their limit. So you really have to be like, you know, hardcore clotting and codexing to use the tokens that you get available if you're paying for max plans on both. I don't pay for max on codex though, because I don't need to be paying $400 a month for AI that I don't use. Does Claude auto commit there too? Where? In this repo? No. It has to get my permission. NightXK says, I'm actually not trolling you, David Will. Cavill, not Cavill, which is what I thought. What are you talking about? Anyway, Summer says, that's what the stream is now, just watching David Will drain his bank account. I have a job, Summer. I have a job where they pay me good money to type quotes into Claude all day, okay? It's quite fun, actually. It's a great job. And the clock is ticking. When they realize they don't need me, because I'm just doing the same thing. Let's see, what time is it now? All right. Night HK took my money before the stream. For what? Trev says, it's easy to reach the 100 a month. It's hard to reach 200 a month from my experience. I definitely reached 200 a month. I exhausted the Claude quota working on Sigil 3 times. I'm pretty sure it was 3 times. Like the entire quota. Legit. Like I actually was working that much on it, like non-stop telling it to do stuff. What's he saying now? The last thing you said there is how I thought it was pronounced. It's not. It's not how. We have confirmation now, okay? We have confirmation. Independent confirmation. We have independent confirmation that you're wrong, buddy. Thank you for reminding me to actually continue with the task at hand, Auntie. All right, what does it say? 2 separate problems. A real Sigil bug, which is fixed. A depths install was lying about success. Doesn't that sound like what an AI does? Only have a process from get depths and workspace members. You know, you're right, though, NightHK, and also Trev, because I think both of you were having similar conversations like this in chat earlier today. I mean, while it is quite nice to just have an AI just go rip through all the things you want it to do and, you know, make a lot of things, sometimes it's better to actually sit down and write some of the code yourself, and to find a good middle ground probably is the right thing to do, especially in the context of a stream, because this is just boring. I mean, like, nobody wants to watch me prompt Claude all day. And if my intention is to build things on stream and use AI, I'm gonna have to find a way to make it not boring, because this is damn boring. This is super boring. My mind is going to other places right now. It's so boring, okay? You gotta know that. And I really don't want to hear what the doctor would have to say about that right now, because it would just be insulting. Chris says, there is a good middle ground of having it make surgical changes to code and then reviewing it and cleaning it up. Yeah, I don't know, like, already, like, I went into the code here, in, there's like 2 things. So I opened 4 files here, and I saw multiple things that I would have not done the way that it did. So, you know, obviously either write some of it yourself and then have it like add to it basically, or let it write the code and then go back and like relentlessly code review it and shape it into something else. And I think the second one might be interesting sometimes, but for the most part, it's not going to be very interesting. Knight says, this is why I'm shatting here. What is shatting? I'm looking for equity. I'm making your stream interesting while you're watching UTF characters streaming. I guess that's the most reductive way to look at it, is I'm just watching characters stream by on the screen, which is kind of like the Matrix in a way. Next time, do advent of code. I really do not want to do advent of code, man. That's like, to me, that's the most boring thing. I don't want riddles, okay? I want to write software. There would be no point in letting AI do advent of code. I would rather do a game jam, okay? Write things from scratch. We need to come up with the rubric, though. What is appropriate when it comes to using tools that were created by AI, but then handwriting things with those tools? Can I make an entire programming language and tool set and set of libraries that I would be using in a game jam, but then write the game by hand using those tools? It seems like that should be somewhat okay, but maybe it would still be considered unfair or cheating or even unethical somehow. Not sure exactly how that would be. Rev says we need a mega project where everyone can contribute with slop commits. That's basically every open source project now, so I don't really know like what else we could do. However, what would be kind of funny is if Tink and Marvin 2 both had the ability to make commits to a repository, and they were asked to go and build something specific and work together. I think that would be pretty interesting, only from the perspective that it would be total nonsense and chaos, just like the chat was yesterday in the IRC. That was pretty fun, right? I laughed a lot. Auntie says, let's build Tonk for that. Tonk has got to have a much more strong and masculine attitude, you know? I mean, Tink got a little bit snippy by the end there, but I think Tonk sounds like the kind of guy that would, you know, not take any shit. Summer says, I think with the advent of agentic stuff, programming advancement is now dead, and the shift should be towards engineering instead. That's basically what people are doing, but it's difficult. So, back to the point, which was to get Claude to do something. So basically what you're saying is you're not home and you can't get access to your computer. Is your VPN down or something? Is it simply that your VPN is down? Package Sigil has wrong dependency paths. It looks like Dr. To-Do was likely moved out of the code Sigil workspace at some point. No, it never existed there to begin with. Trev says another middle ground is taking an existing project and making AI plan changes, then implement them, and you review is pretty realistic workflow. I mean, that's kind of what I do every day at my job. Summer says, I got to shower and put something on for dinner. Like a TV dinner, maybe, you know, like one of those pre-packaged meals that's got like, you know, macaroni and cheese and a brownie. I'm only saying that to offend Summer's sensibilities because she's definitely eating like caviar and all the things that rich people eat. a Versace dress. She's making my point for me, okay? See, Summer blows through here and likes to talk about all of her rich lifestyle things, which I think is pretty funny. Bye, Summer. Probably she didn't see what I said because of the delay. My VPN is working fine, but my home computer suddenly died. Well, probably it is because Tink decided that he was tired of being asked about Trev's hair and my shower activities, which somehow had something to do with conditioner, and I kind of felt like that got a little close to being extremely inappropriate. So, you need a KVM now. Is that right? It just doesn't work for me. It already has a prompt queued up. I just hit tab and enter. So 2 bugs in the Doctor repo. Yeah, let's just let it do that. I don't really care if that thing builds or not anymore. Like, I just want it to move on. Let's just move on now. Verify the install works. So that's 1 bug possibly fixed. That's good. The other one was a format issue, which is really weird. We're going to fix 2 really pointless bugs in the span of an hour and a half. All right, there's a new error, a version conflict. Transitive from Git dependency requires Sigil standard lib, but the link copy is 17. Let me find which package declares 15. Okay, great. More problems in the repo. Say your time when you see this. It is presently 7:29 p.m. Are you up to date? Also check Twitch, because Twitch usually is like super on point on the timing. A few of them were out of date, it seems. Link switch package to declare stale sigil fields. I see. Have you got confirmation already? Nighthawk? FreeBSD version? What? I don't know why they're even in there. They should not be there. That really needs to be part of the release process, apparently. Oh, okay. What else? What else can we do? Timestamp, of course. I want to see the delay. What do you mean? You said say your time, and I said it. It was 7:29 at the time. Now it's 7:31. Say the timestamp, the Unix timestamp. What are you talking about? Look, it's up here in the top right-hand corner. You can see it on my screen, 7:31. You see it? No, you don't see it, do you? It's too small. Anyway, what timestamp? What are you talking about? Something makes me think that he's just like trying to get me to say specific things to make a voice print so that he can like hack my bank account. Go home, wake up, Tink. Your Claude is slow, man. I use effort high and it flies. What am I using? Is it extra high? Because it shouldn't be. $40 seconds. Does anybody else feel like it's 40 seconds? Maybe it's because of the Claude. curious about the delay. Well, obviously I have nothing to hide here. You know, it's not like I'm delaying the stream on purpose because I'm trying to, like, you know, sanitize it somehow. Hey, Leonix. Leonix says, Tink should be in this chat. Just saying, funny fella. Yeah, something like that. Tink is a real troublemaker. Worse than Summer Emacs, I would say. Much worse. Where did No Good Nick say that? I think I missed a message. It's like being a tech lead and letting teammates write code in a way different how that you've done it yourself. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. But then you have to go and correct them. Can those annoying BS tips disable? Which tips? I'm on high, Trev. I don't know why it's so slow, though. Cat power off the host? The cat powered off the host. Well, that's possible. Sigil is high maintenance. You know, sometimes things that are high maintenance are worthwhile. But sometimes they're not. NHK says, you don't have anything to hide, Dave. I'm just curious. Feels like a minute. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Effort. We got that question answered. Fixed and verified, it says. Good. Install the packages. Maintenance bug, stale fields. That really needs to be fixed. And we commit the Sigil fixes. Slow because the US peeps are now active now. EU working hours are fine. Yeah, I think you're right about that, actually. Already committed. Oh, okay, good. Push. Instead of running git push myself, I just let an LLM burn tokens to do it. Of course. Leonix is #1 on Hacker News. Bro, is it the new Emacs 31 article? We should take a look at that, actually. I probably should have done that today instead of what I just did. Pushed. How many tokens did that use? All right, so what was the next thing? Next issue. I noticed that using format inside of a script file never actually wrote to standard out for some weird reason. But it works in the REPL. Any ideas? Check this immediately when you see this. 636. Yeah, mine says 736, buddy. But I guess you're trying to see whenever I see it and say it. You're reaching me in real time, and I'm reaching you in the past. So that means I'm future man. Something like that. Expected behavior, not a bug. Oh, okay. Are we setting current output port to something else somewhere? Thank you, Auntie. For those who can't see that, I'm gonna make it big. Emacs 31 around the corner. Let me just cue that one up. Yes. Emacs 31, just around the corner. Here's where the real stream begins, where I actually start looking at something that's been well prepared and not just BSing around the entire time. It's not loading. Leonix, your website's not loading. I got a feeling it's probably my internet, though. Do the same. I didn't respond. What are you talking about? Meaningful way. Be more specific. If you want me to dance like a monkey, you got to be specific. You had to go to Cloudflare. Cloudflare is pretty good, actually, for the Cloudflare pages. The hosting on that is pretty good. Load the main page. Do I have to, boss? I guess so. That's a lot. We'll take a look at it. Now click the first one. I feel like I'm being spoken down to here, okay? I'm not a child, okay? I'm not a toddler. I know how to look at a screen still and click a link that's related to what I'm looking for, all right? I promise I have not let AI melt my brain so bad that I can't find a goddamn page. It worked. It actually worked. Isn't that the same damn link too? Did I type it wrong the last time? Is that what happened? Whatever. Are we really bringing Tink in here now? Anyway. What should I do with this timestamp now, LightHK? The fact that I'm even referring to it, that's your confirmation that I saw it. You saw it come up on the screen too, so you can do your own verification of the time. Okay. What does it say here? Working as designed, demo confirms it, printed nothing while the display print line did. Oh, fuck. Is that what it is? I'm just being an idiot. Okay, apparently so. This would be the craziest way to learn that your apartment, well, I don't want to say that. The craziest way to learn that something happened to your apartment, NightHK, is your weird chatbot disappeared. Then you go home, and it's like that scene in Fight Club whenever the unnamed narrator arrives home to his apartment and it's in flames because of the gas leak that was so conspicuously set up by someone himself in the apartment. Hope I'm not ruining Fight Club for anybody. He's going to a birthday in 20 minutes and actually postponing it because of the stream. Well, you know, that makes me feel good knowing that people are so enthralled by the stream that they are putting off real life responsibilities and, you know, other things. So let's see. Yeah, so I'm an idiot is basically what happened here. I was using format instead of print line. Okay, so there's no bug there. It's just me being an idiot. Me being a real big dum-dum. What else then can I do to Sigil here while we're just sitting here waiting for Claude to finish chewing on prompts? So there's one area that needs some work, and that is making the async capabilities of Sigil work in the browser in WASM whenever we're compiling directly to native. We're compiling Sigil code to native WASM, not to bytecode that runs in WASM in the browser, but like actual native code. I don't have all the details on what is supposed to happen for that, but that was one thing that was missing for getting the Enclave chat client working correctly in a full port. We probably can't do anything about that right now, though, because it's going to be a little too big in scope for the stream. But there may be other things. I'm trying to think of what I could do for that. Short term, like the things I'm going to be working on more are probably Black Ice and Cinder Cantata, which is another game, which is like a bullet hell shooter that is meant for performance testing of the language. I don't know if I could run that right now even. Might be interesting to see if I could run it. So let's try to get Cinder Cantata running on this machine. It's a peer repo on the Sigil org on Codeberg, but I don't think it's been updated to 0.17 yet. Let's try to get it updated and built. Singularity doesn't just happen, it suddenly happens. Okay. I don't think that makes any sense. Cedric and Tatas. Is that from like Final Fantasy VI or something? Or am I making that up? Final Fantasy V? I knew some things were missing. Sigil DSP and Motif. Everybody's just worried about Knight HK's house in the chat, it seems. And then he's going to go to a birthday party, so he's not even going back to his house. Unix says, I didn't know WebAssembly could be multi-threaded, bold, target to make Sigil go that far. Well, it's async, not exactly multi-threaded, it's just concurrent. Concurrent execution. And probably the real implementation will be using a trampoline. So that basically you just, you're just bouncing lambdas off of the trampoline the whole time. With an event loop. I'm not even watching the character stream, dude. I'm watching the chat the entire time. Like, why would I watch this? Because there's nothing happening there. I know, right? I think I'm just gonna have to stop streaming entirely. Because everything I do now is incredibly boring. Incredibly boring. Call the neighbors. That assumes that Knight HK has ever spoken to his neighbors. And in my case, the answer would be no. Trev says, I'm just listening with a wireless headset and coming back to type every once in a while. Trev, I applaud your commitment to hearing what I'm saying here. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Adi says, it isn't boring. We can have small tasks and then progress is slow but steady. I don't know. I don't really feel like progress is very steady right now. I feel like it's just non-existent. Cinder Cantata, what is that? It's a game. You'll see in a minute if it manages to compile it. Compiling through the dependency chain. Okay, Claude. Just do it, okay? Just get it done. It's like Claude is sloppy today? Yes. Many things are sloppy. All of these AI agents. So it is building. All right, so just to roll back to the question, Cinder Cantata. I sound ridiculous saying that. Codeberg, Sigil, Cinder, Cantata. Claude came up with this name, so sue me. There's no screenshot here, obviously, and I don't know why it wrote so much crap in the README. But it is a bullet hell shooter game that is written natively with Sigil, and the point is to have it be 60 frames per second, running with a garbage collected language, with like 1,000 or more things on the screen at the same time, just as a performance test, stress testing. And it also has generated music. So the music is generated on demand. It's not randomly generated. There's a composition that is written that gets generated. But the idea is that eventually it would be affected by the circumstances in the game. Let's one up Dave, guys. Trev, let's go ham. Make Sigil coin. Auntie can join. Don't do that. Where am I looking right now? That repo, okay. It's still building, that's good. Let's see if it actually pans out here. I don't have a video up anywhere that shows what it looks like, but it's actually pretty cool. Dolce asks a good question. Are you using BAME or a custom garbage collector? It's custom. It is an incremental mark and sweep garbage collector. It's also, I think I added generational collection to it recently, but it's only just like the nursery, and then after one cycle through, it gets promoted to the whatever you call it, like the actual place where the objects that are long-lived stay. Okay, and there's really nothing else complicated to it. The thing is, like, the more complicated the garbage collection algorithm is that you make, the slower it gets, or the more complicated it is to maintain. I keep thinking about pulling in Andy Wingo's Whippet library to use that, but the last time I tried it, it was complicated to pull it in, because to use the non-moving GC, the moving GC, see, things like that. Like, if you have a garbage collector that compacts, okay, if it moves things around in memory, then you have to have pointers that can be updated, because the pointer that you hold in an object somewhere that refers to an object that you've allocated on the heap, you have to update that pointer if you have a moving garbage collector. So it's nice to have a moving garbage collector because it will move objects closer together, which means you get the benefit from things like cache locality, and also like keeping the general heap size lower. You don't have to keep increasing the heap size so much. But it's complicated. It makes the code a lot more complicated. You basically have to change all the touch points where you have handles to objects to do that. So I would like to have a nice complicated garbage collector, but I think it's going to make the code a lot harder to reason about. BAME also is kind of interesting. Is that the one that is what's it called? Something on the MTA. What's it called? That one only works for code that gets compiled to C, I think. We're using like a trampoline. So, why is Sigil better than Elixir? I haven't used Elixir, I can't tell you. Or actually, how is Sigil different? Why did you make it? Serious questions. Because there was not a scheme implementation that actually made it easy to ship applications. Scheme implementation that made it easy to ship applications. Like, every scheme implementation, for one reason or another, just feels like it's weird. I mean, Chicken is probably the one that is the closest to what Sigil is, in that you can, pull packages from package ecosystem and then build standalone applications with it. But I just don't like Chicken. I've talked about it before. Like, simply the fact that it's called Chicken Scheme is enough to make me not want to use it. I don't care how much good engineering has gone into it. Like, Chicken Scheme, I'm not going to be going around telling people that I use Chicken Scheme. Gambit Scheme is cool. But it was kind of a little bit weird to use in some ways. but I liked it. I like Gambit, but I just felt like I wanted to make my own thing, to ship apps my own way, the way that I felt was the right way. And I think I accomplished that for the most part. So how is it different? I mean, it's there's some other features in there that are kind of closure-ish. Like I have dicts, which are like closure maps. Other closure-like things, immutable data structures. I don't know. I don't really know how much of it is being used. Okay, this is taking forever to compile. I don't think it's going to work, is it? It's already 7:53. So we will be getting out of here pretty soon, I think. Have you ported Doom to Sigil? I would love to see that done. I mean, it would be more achievable to say port Wolfenstein 3D to Sigil, but it will still be slow, I think. It's not going to be fast. I have the book by Fabian Sanglard. I don't know how to pronounce his name. That is about Wolfenstein 3D. There's another one that's about Doom 2. It basically just explains how the engines were written. One day I'll just have a nice leisurely read of that and maybe try to do some stuff like that. Loj says, I took a lot of inspiration from Closure, some from Janet as well. Yeah, I did take some from both. Janet is closer to what I have in mind, but I didn't like some of the choices in the language there. It's very Lula inspired, and some other syntax things I didn't like so much. What is the name of the book? It's called Wolfenstein 3D. Why not Common Lisp? Why not Scheme? Why not Closure? Well, it is Scheme. It's literally a scheme. Like this Sigil is R7RS compliant, okay? R7RS small compliant, because I like Scheme. So it has the run Scheme. It basically is Scheme with some extensions to it. And me just being an egotist and putting my name or my project's name in all the namespaces instead of using the ones that were there by default. Not Common Lisp, man. I don't really like Common Lisp, dude. I don't like it. I don't care what Fade says, okay? I just don't like Common Lisp. I've used Common Lisp, okay? I know what Common Lisp is. But Scheme just feels better to me. It's just a taste thing. You know? Taste is important, I think. I will make Sigil Coin eventually, but you got to get the rest of the cryptographic primitives in Sigil first before you'll be able to do it, I think. What is it doing here? Why is this taking so long? I need to perfect a loop on it and get it to work over a few days. If you get loop to work, tell me. Because I need to understand about this thing. Yes, thank you. So Fabian Sanglard net/gebwolf3d. Thank you, Auntie, for providing the link. This is the one, the Game Engine Black Book about Wolfenstein 3D. Basically, it explains the implementation of the Wolfenstein 3D game engine and how they did all the funny tricks for rendering those 3D walls. So I have that. I haven't read it yet, but I would like to because it seems awesome. id Software is kind of like one of the cultural touchstones that I kind of always go back to. And I don't know, I love listening to documentaries of the old id Software days, like back whenever they were working on Wolfenstein 3D and Doom and Quake and stuff, man. Oh, God. I love that stuff. It's amazing. Such badasses. We need Gleneth to balance it out. Yeah, Gleneth is a little bit of both, right? A little Scheme, a little Common Lisp. So why not just Scheme, David? Well, what is a C-level reason? I already told you, buddy. Because this existing Scheme implementation do not let me write Scheme applications and ship them the way that I want to. So I made my own Scheme that makes it easy for me to do that. Guile's scheme is nice, but it's not so easy to make a standalone application that you ship to someone, okay? With Sigil, you can easily do that, okay? That's like in-the-box functionality. You build the application, you've got a standalone. It's only a few megabytes. And it could be built on multiple platforms. Even the browser with WASM. Like, this is what I want. But most times you don't really get that with the existing scheme implementations. That's why I want it. And also, just to put whatever I want in there. It's my language. I'll do whatever I want, you know? Does it? Did you build it? Scheme is for tinks. What are you talking about, Trev? It's actually trying to build things now. Okay, after all that time, now we're back to editing version numbers in the file level comments. Fantastic. For a decade, I said ID software. Went to the US, turns out it's a word. I got clanked. Well, I kind of did that too, I think. Technically, it's ideas from the deep. So ID actually is kind of accurate. But I think it just, you know, had a better ring to it. Now it's time to play it. What, Wolfenstein? I would love to play Wolfenstein. It might be too violent for the stream, though. Even though it looks completely primitive and unrealistic. What model are we using today? This is Opus 4.8 because Fable got nerfed. Everybody got kicked out of Fable. It's done. It's a done deal. Soldier says, is Cinder Katata project using a framework you've made or just bare stress testing the language at this point? It's using a few of the libraries. Sigil Graphics, which wraps the Sokol C library. It's like a header-only C library for doing graphics on OpenGL, Vulkan, blah, 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 Metal, all the other graphics platforms. So it's really just a game that's directly rendering things using polygons with OpenGL. But the real stress test is the speed of execution of the register-based VM and the garbage collector, or the natively compiled code and the garbage collector, just to make sure that it can reach 60 frames per second without hitching, because that was also an issue that I was dealing with somewhat. Like, at first, there was a lot of objects being generated every frame, and it was causing the game to hitch whenever it finally had to run the garbage collector, because, you know, stop the world garbage collector, you have to, you know, have a pause there for maybe, I don't know, 120 milliseconds, which is noticeable enough that a person would be like, huh, why did the thing stop moving? So, did a lot of work on that, and I think that got whittled down pretty well. It's pretty smooth now. Id, ego, and super ego. Yes, I'm all three of those. Oh, is Tink in here now? Or is NightHK... That's what I was about to say. Is NightHK fiending so bad for some Tink? That didn't sound right. That he used a Tink command when Tink is not actually running. I think that's what happens, and as soon as he sees this, he's going to laugh at the fact that I caught him. And yes, NightHK is late for his party, but he already said that being here is more important to him than anyone else's birthday. So, just to know that you know, people have their priorities straight here. Leaving in 5 minutes, I might have to make your job a little bit easier because I'm already late to leave. So. What book? All right, this thing is not going to finish. I don't know what it's doing anyway. Okay, so this was a failed stream, in my opinion. Just from the perspective that not much got done. I think we just had more fun chatting than anything else. I'm gonna have to think about how I want to proceed with doing things like this in the future. Like, we need a better strategy for building things with AI that isn't just completely stupidly boring. Because this is kind of boring. All right. Well, Auntie says, nah, stream that was a stream isn't fail. Claw was sloppy, but it's nice to hang out. It's always nice to hang out. That's the reason why I keep streaming, okay? Like, despite the fact that sometimes I don't have ideas, I just like coming hanging out and chatting with you folks. Because, you know, we've been here for a while. We've been doing this for a long time. It's fun. Even if nothing gets done. Because usually, even when I was writing the code, nothing was getting done either. Go back and watch the streams, like, when did I ever complete anything? Okay? When did I ever complete any goal that was set out here? That's never the point. It's just to watch me struggle. I don't know. I think it's okay, right? It's entertaining watching someone sweat for 2 hours trying to make something work. Peter says, it was a good opportunity to get MU4E back running in my Emacs on my PC. It works a lot better than I remembered. Yeah, it's pretty good when it works. But I don't use it anymore. I just let Laud read my email, which is probably a bad idea. NightHK says, I love these AI-based streams, David Will. I think you're lying to me. So fun. Yeah, there's the sarcasm. Now, I detected it. Okay. Well, this was a bad advertisement for my language. So I just won't even bother advertising it now. That was fun, I guess. I hope you all have a very nice weekend. Thank you all for your time and attention, as always. I think we'll be back next week. Maybe I'll have a better idea. Let me know if you have ideas. I'm not going to take any of Summer Emacs's ideas because it's just all a bunch of overcomplicated nonsense that I can't actually deliver on. Not to criticize Summer Emacs. I appreciate her ideas, but I barely get anything working, so what's the point? NightHK says, we love you, Dave. Well, thank you. I appreciate it if you actually mean it. If you don't mean it, I'm going to come looking for you. That's it. I think so, right? We've had enough. I think we've had enough. I hope everybody has a nice weekend. Until next time, happy hacking. See ya.